So I played the Born of Bread demo. You know, anything like Paper Mario, I'm definitely excited for, as long as it's like within the realm of closeness. It was kind of announced that they'd have a demo version during the Paper Direct. If you didn't watch that, it was basically a bunch of games Paper Mario inspired. That it was like a Nintendo Direct, but with Paper Mario inspired games. Except what I noticed with it is a lot of the games didn't feel at all like Paper Mario. And it's like, okay, yeah, some of them have action commands, but that's about where the similarities stop. Or that's where the similarities end, yeah. So, because some of them looked nothing like Paper Mario, it played nothing like Paper Mario. So it was just kind of odd, the collection of games in there. But, you know, I'm gonna be honest. Born of Bread was the only video I was like really looking for in there, and it's really the only one I'm coming away with. Like, yes, this is one I'm excited for. This is one I'm looking for. Kind of surprised there was no scrap story, but I mean, I guess is that coming out soon, or is that already out? That demo, I don't know. Either way, Born of Bread is what I was looking forward to because, you know, I saw snippets of this game and it is just gorgeous. It feels like what a Paper Mario game now should be, or at least it looks that way. How it feels is kind of a different story. Now, whenever I play a Paper Mario inspired game, of course what I'm always looking for is how do the action commands stack up to Paper Mario? Because Paper Mario for me really set the bar high. You got your jump and your hammer, two very different moves, both with very different specific purposes. So, you know, of course I'm going to compare everything to what I would consider the perfect system. So, how does this one stack up exactly? You know, it's not quite to that level. I would say so far the types of attacks that are there are a little closer to Bug Fables, maybe, where actually I would say even Bug Fables is closer to Paper Mario than Born of Bread. I mean, a lot of the ones so far are just like press A at the right time. Okay, not very complicated, not very complex. Granted, again, this is just the demo, so who knows where it's going to go from here, but it would be more interesting to see some differentiation in like types of commands. Like, obviously you can have multiple attacks, but it seemed like a lot of the attacks had very similar commands, and you know, I'd hope for the final version, for like a full version, then maybe they'd have more differentiation, have more different types of action commands for attacks. That'd be kind of nice. I mean, also like more attack variation as well, or like more purpose to the attack, more variation to the purpose of attacks is what I guess I'm getting at. Because like I said, you know, jump and hammer in Paper Mario had very specific purposes. Even the attacks in Bug Fables, very specific purposes. Maybe even more so than Paper Mario. But so far, Born of Bread, it just feels like every attack does damage. That's about it. There is kind of an elemental system, which so far is kind of hard to wrap my head around, especially when I couldn't figure out a way to, you know, tattle or examine the enemies. You know, maybe it's in there, maybe I just didn't notice, but I didn't notice it, and that's kind of an issue. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. So you are Loaf, and then you've got your little raccoon friend. I can't remember what his name is. I think it starts with an L. It's like Lint or something. I don't remember. So it seems like he's your first partner. They have a lot of empty slots for other partners. So this must be like the final version is probably going to be like a very expansive game. Who knows? But in the demo, as far as I could tell, you only get the one partner. I don't know what he does. I don't think he has a partner ability, which is kind of weird. I mean, unless there's not going to be partner abilities, I don't really know how this is supposed to work. Although, looking at some of the environments, it seems like there's going to be partner abilities, or maybe just abilities. It's really hard to tell. Really, just overall, it's kind of hard to tell what's what. I mean, it is a demo, but I don't know. Things were not as clear as I was maybe hoping for them to be. I mean, I don't know if this is how the demo's supposed to go, but at some point I got stuck and I couldn't find a way to progress. You know, looking at the trailer, it looked like there was supposed to be like a boss or something. I couldn't get to it. I mean, I could clearly see spots where I'm supposed to get to at some point. I can see like the dots connecting, but like there's one part where there's like a switch, and I got to the switch, and it's like in this like hidden area, and then I couldn't flip it. Why couldn't I flip it? I don't know. Is it broken? Do I need to do something else? But I like looked around for a good while and I couldn't find anything. Again, maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I hit a bug. I don't really know. But yeah, I don't know. I got stuck, so I don't know if I actually got through the whole demo. But you know, I'm still gonna try to. So I guess I gotta judge it based off of just what I've seen. I guess what's most important is the combat. I mean, everything else, like in the overworld and stuff, seems good. The writing seems on point. You know, demo, so not incredibly like groundbreaking, just because it is a demo. But it seems there. It's good. It's decent. But as far as the combat, like I said, there's like this there's just like this elemental system for like attacks or like, you know, strengths, weaknesses, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. It's hard to determine what's what for the most part, or maybe I'm just dumb. I don't really know. So far, most of the combat options are not available. Well, I don't know about most, but some of the combat options aren't available. The main two things that you can do, you know, you can obviously use items, run away, blah, blah, blah. But the main two things are attack and defend. So with Loaf, you basically have to equip items to use your attacks. And one thing I didn't like, if you don't have anything equipped, you can't attack. You can't do anything, which is very odd. I mean, you'd think your main character would have at least something as a basic attacks without having to equip something, but I guess they just, I don't know. They just have nothing until you equip something. All right, I guess. But they do have a very interesting like weapon system where you have this like 3x3 grid. I think it's 3x3. Maybe it's bigger. I don't remember. But it's this grid where you basically just have to fit the items on there. You know, as long as you can fit the items on there, then you can use them. And, you know, different weapons do different like elemental damage and different amounts of damage. And I think I might have only encountered one with a different action command for the attack. I could be wrong. Maybe I didn't use the other one. But overall, like, you start with one, and then I've found two throughout the course of the demo. And, you know, I want to see more, because it's intriguing, but I feel like I don't know enough yet to really judge the weapons on their own. As far as the action commands themselves, they're not too hard to actually activate. But then there's defense. Now, unlike in Paper Mario, where defending blocks some damage, it like blocks 1 damage or whatever, unless you super guard, but that's the whole other thing. And then with Bug Fables, how it worked was the closer to the right timing that you get on your defense, the more you block. So you could block anywhere between, like, if you successfully block, you block anywhere between like 1 or 3 damage or something like that, which I really like that system. It's not perfect, but I did like it. In this one, if you block successfully, you block all damage, which you might think, oh, that's really overpowered. But then you find out that in order to use most of your moves, most of your attacks, you need, I guess the equivalent would be flower points, or if you were playing Bug Fables, would be team points. But the way you get them in this one isn't, you know, just having them and then whatever. In this one, you have to earn them, and you earn them by doing defense for your turn. I mean, you know, if you attack, you can still block, when the enemy attacks, and you can still block all damage. But if you use defense, you still have to use the block action command, or you will take full damage. And what the defense does is, if you successfully block on a defense turn, then, like using the defense command, not just blocking, but if you use the defense command and you successfully block, you gain these points. I don't remember what they're called, but you gain these points by successfully blocking on a defense turn. And so far I'm having a bit of a trouble timing because I'm not used to the timing. But because I'm not used to the timing, I found myself screwed a lot. Considering how much damage you can take having to defend, to use most of your moves, it almost feels like, with having to learn the defense timing and having to use a defense turn to use your attacks, it kind of feels not great early game. I don't know how it'll feel later when you have different enemies, different attacks, but like early on when I'm still learning the game and having to take so many hits and still like figuring out the timing, I found myself dying a lot. So I don't know if there needs to be like a curve early on or something, or maybe like more available items or something. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be something, because, I want to figure out the timing, but I can't figure out the timing if I'm constantly dying, and then having to wait through game over, and then having to start from the last save, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know the best way to fix that, but I feel like that could use a little tweaking. I do, however, really like that system. I like the system of, oh, hey, you want to use your good moves? Earn them. But I do feel like there should be some sort of basic move where you don't have to do that, so that you can still make progress in the battles, but you don't have to like figure out the timing right away. You can kind of like work at it, like, okay, now I've got this enemy's timing down, now I can earn my points. Like, I don't know. That's just a thought. So I'm excited to see what else comes from this game. It seems interesting. Hopefully I'm supposed to hit the roadblock that I hit. I hope I'm not just being dumb, but I'm excited to see more from this game. I think there were like a couple buggy moments, but for the most part, it seemed to work. Anyway, good luck to the developers of Born and Bred. I'm rooting for you. I do plan on getting the final version of the game. I am excited. So anyway, thank you for listening. Click all the buttons, and I hope you have a great day.